up, you crazy loonies out there? Whoever would tune into this channel must be out of their freaking mind. I wouldn't. Oh, of course I would. I love this channel. This is my favorite channel on YouTube. I'm out of breath. Gotta stay in shape though. I gotta fight the stomping out disease and death. That's what I do. Alright. Well, this is just a video because I seen the first video and a couple of people did this thread thing. It's probably a week or two old now. But it's about, I decided, to do it anyway. I'm a little late to the party, but this is for the Rock Scout, Scott. Scott's I believe he's from England, and his channel is awesome. Shows a lot of metal, but he also shows other stuff as well, and just a great channel. And I didn't realize he was high risk. He's got a pacemaker. I thought, God, that's a young guy for having a pacemaker, but he probably had some kind of heart arrhythmia or something. So whatever works to keep a guy up and running. So anyway, this is kind of almost like it's very similar to the vinyl tags that we did earlier in the year, and that was kind of the reason I wasn't gonna do it. But then I thought, what the hell? What else do I got to do? It's another reason to show albums. Plus, I want to show support for Scott. So he's a hard-working fella here in the vinyl community. So I salute you, Scott, and here's my shot at your thread. So I believe there was 15 questions, which I got written down. I'm old school. I write the shit down. All right, first off with the glasses. I'm not gonna dick around this time. Just the glasses off. Oh, I feel a lot better. All right, let's just stop with the nonsense. One of these times I'm gonna surprise you guys. I'm just gonna come in. I'm gonna do it totally straight. I'm doing a video just totally straight. No goofing off, no nothing. Probably gonna have my hat, not even wearing a hat. Probably have like my hair parted and maybe wearing like nerd glasses. Oh wait, that's what I'm doing now. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna come and play it totally straight one of these days, and then I'm just gonna get up and walk away, drop the mic, gone. I don't even know what am I talking about? Anyway, okay. Album that needs a reissue. Oh shite! I'll be right back. Vice. I'm still here. The Cosmic Realm is actually a room. It's a big room. But if you look out the window, we're floating in space. Somewhere way out. The time-space continuum stuff you wouldn't understand. Just don't try, okay? I don't even try. So anyway, an album that I would like to see that screams for a new issue, a reissue. I'm not even sure. Maybe this already has one, but I love this Toadies record, Rubberneck, from the 90s. See, there was a lot of stuff in the 90s that didn't come out on vinyl. I don't know if there is vinyl. I've never seen it. Would love to. If I did see the Toadies Rubberneck, I would definitely pick that up on vinyl. This is great. This has Backslider, Possum Kingdom, Tyler. This is just a killer 90s alt-rock extravaganza here. Love to see a reissue on that. I don't know if this is already out on vinyl, but I would love to see Pulp, different class. This has the hit Common People on it. God, I love Pulp. They were kind of in that same vein as like Blur and Oasis. I can't think of the cat's name that's in this band. But he went on to do some solo work too. I'm not going to dig it out. This is going to be a long video. But inside this, I couldn't find the case. But inside this is a CD. This is probably one of my favorite albums of all time. And this is called Tripping Daisy. I Am an Elastic Firecracker. Now, I have seen this on vinyl for like an astronomical price for it. So apparently it screams for a reissue. But this is such a great power pop alt rock record. It's got rocket pop. It's got bang. It's got the song that was the hit for them was I Got a Girl. I got a girl who lives with me. I got a girl who does so sweetly. I got a girl, she is so strong. I mean, it's just a great album. If you haven't heard Trippin' Daisy, I Am an Elastic Firecracker, you should. And another one that's good by them is called Bill. I'd love to see that on a reish as well. Another one I'd like to see come out on a cheaper vinyl is LA Guns, their debut record. This is not, this beat music behind me is killing me. This is definitely one that you can pick up on vinyl, but it's not in it's not widely released. This is called the Skate Nigs, and this is kind of punk, alt punk, 90s alternative punk. These guys were wild. That cover should probably give you an idea. But me and my buddies used to rock to the Skate Nigs all the time. The song that might be the song that they're probably most known for is called Chemical Imbalance. But yeah, this is great. I'm trying to think. There was another one. Horny for Evil. This is probably, you can find this on vinyl, this Mother Love Bone. But God, come on, let's reissue it so people can afford to buy it, for Christ's sake. This is an amazing album. Before Pearl Jam, there was Mother Love Bone, and a couple of the guys in Mother Love Bone went on to be in Pearl Jam. So yeah, those are just some that I'd like to see some reissue. Not sure what's going on back here, but I like the sound of it. Anyway, I'm going to whip through this. Okay, now I got to move on. That was way too many for just one album that needs a reissue. Discography that I have near completion, with the exception of the greatest hits and the anthology box set. This pretty much is the, I think, the complete discography of this band, and that's the Cars. Here's the self-titled first album, which is a great record. Songs like, this is basically greatest hits album itself. Good Times Roll, Best Friend's Girl, Just What I Needed, Don't You Stop, You're All I've Got Tonight, Bye Bye Love, Moving in Stereo. Just a killer record. Then Shake It Up was the next album by the Cars. Songs like Since You're Gone, This Could Be Love, but my favorite song on here is The Cruiser. I friggin' love the Cars, dude. And then came Candio. Thought I seen a little camel toe there, if you want to get a closer look. But anyway, yeah, Candio was another great. I love the Cars look in this one too. A great album, or inner sleeve. This one has songs like Let's Go, and I love Night Spots. That's my favorite song off that album. And then you shift gears into the Cars Panorama, and now you're starting to get like into their later stuff. It's got Touch and Go, and that was the big hit off of this one. So, And then, of course, then they busted out with this, and then had all the MTV videos and stuff. This was their biggest album to date. This is Heartbeat City, and it had You Might Think, and it had, oh gosh, there's a song listing here. It's got Magic, Hello Again, You Might Think, Drive. Then the title track, Heartbeat City. Yeah, it's an amazing record. I have 2 copies of that. I have to VCLT that to somebody. And then here's their, like, really, I think their last studio album that nobody really talks about. But yet, this is actually a really great record. It's a good record, actually. But this is the Cars Door to Door. And I love it. I can't say that there's really any hits on this that I can think of, but man, what a good record. I love it. All right, next one is great cover, bad album. All right, here's the thing. I don't really have a record that I'm willing to hold up in front of you on YouTube and say this is a bad record, and I'm not going to do that out of respect to the artist and to my collection, and okay, whatever. I couldn't find one. That's my excuse. But so I'm just going to show an album with a great cover. I'm going to forget the bad band part. I'm just going to show an album with a great cover, and it's this. I love this album cover for Sleep. This is you know, stoner rock. These icons of stoner rock, but look at that album cover. That's incredible. And they're in the back, they're getting lit up. Yeah, this is a great album. In fact, I might even spin this bad boy after I'm done here with the video. So, and then how about a bad cover and a great album? God, I don't know why I don't have this in a better condition, but this is Uriah Heep live, and on the merit of this cover alone, you know how how unoriginal and boring this cover is. I have a lot of Uriah Heep albums, and I did not pick this one up specifically because the album cover didn't grab me, and I kept seeing it, and I was like, God, that just is so boring. It looks like, you know, ELP or something. So I just let it. I just let it sit. But man, the recording inside is incredible. It's got like pictures of the band. God, these guys are so cool looking. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing here, but man, just some great stuff. Look at that, just killer. But yeah, the album is an amazing record. It's got all their great. It's a double live album. Great stuff. Shitty cover though, man. God, come up with something a little better than that. A short album that clocks in at 35 minutes or less. There was a lot of them. There was like a Simon and Garfunkel, Sounds of Silence, the Notorious Bird Brothers. There was Dylan. I went with my Jay Retard record. This clocks in, I believe, at like 29, I think, minutes. So that's a great record. Blood Visions by Jay Retard. If you haven't checked this out, it's punky, power punk, power pop, fun stuff. Looks dark. Some of it is a little dark. But yeah, Jay Retard. A song that introduced you to a genre you love. That was easy for me. I love bubblegum rock. I love all kinds of genres of music. But I love bubblegum rock. I always have. One of the first albums I ever had as a kid, it was this album I'm about to show, and this introduced me to bubblegum rock, and I never looked back since. But this is Kaznet's Cats singing Orchestral Circus. The music, it has songs from the Music Explosion, 1910 Fruit Gum Company, Ohio Express, Shadows of Night. That's right. They went on to Buddha Records, and they were considered a bubble gum rock band, but featured songs on this are Quick, Joey Small. This is an album I bought as a kid, like in grade school, because of the cover, obviously. Look at that. But then after I listened to it, I just loved it. And so, yeah, this Kaznets Cats album introduced me to bubblegum rock. And I never looked back. I love bubblegum rock. And, of course, it's on the amazing Buddha label. That is just that Buddha label is the best and coolest looking label of all. And if you don't agree, well, then you suck. Okay, sorry. How about an album that people won't expect me to like? You guys might flip out on this a little bit, but I love this record. This is the old good old Buck Owens. I love this friggin' record. This record is so good. It's called Buck Owens and his Buckaroos, and it's called I've Got a Tiger by the Tail. Yeah. It kind of goes like this. It goes, I've got a tiger by the tail, yes indeed. Good old Buck. Look at old Buck and his crew cut right there. That's old Buck. Buck Owens was on a show called Hee Haw. I used to watch with my grandpa back in the day. It was him and the guy's something Clark. I can't remember his first name, but Roy Clark and Buck Owens. Yeah, this is great. I don't care. I'll if I see a Buck Owens album in the bargain bin, I'll pick up old Buck. I've got a tiger by the tail, can't you see? Not making fun, just imitating is all. So, all right, most anticipated album of 2020. Don't know. I couldn't even name an album coming out in 2020. So I'm not even going to make an attempt at that one. So number 9, band I was late to the party. Oh shoot, it's a band I was late to the party? Oh well. I was kind of late to the party. I guess I'm going to go with I'm changing it. Album that I was late to the party. Now, I'm familiar with Pink Floyd, obviously, and I'm familiar with, like, The Wall, and I'm familiar with Dark Side of the Moon, and I have been, and I went to see Pink Floyd back in early 90s, and so, yeah, I'm aware of Pink Floyd, but what I didn't know is I was not familiar with Pink Floyd's more experimental early years, like Piper at the Gates of Dawn, Saucer Full of Milk, or whatever it's called, and whatever the Cloud one. I don't know all. But anyway, I was so late to the In fact, I just bought this probably within the last few months, and God, I've got some catching up to do, and I need to pick up the rest of those early Pink Floyd records. I never see them. I never do. In fact, the only reason I bought this record, this album belonged to the bass player of Stone Sour. He sold a bunch of his records to this store I go to in Des Moines, and this very record I'm holding used to belong to him. So, yeah, Pink Floyd, Piper, Gates, Dawn of. All right, let's move on here before I get out of hand. Album that I play on a regular basis. God, that was a hard one because I don't like. I'll play like an album for a week and then I'll put it away and then I'll grab this other album. I'll play that for a week. But here's one that I've listened to quite a bit lately. This is Sweet. This is Desolation Boulevard. I love the Sweet. Ballroom Blitz is on here. Sweet FA, Fox on the Run. There's actually a copy of a Sweet album that has Little Willie on it, which is one of my favorite songs from when I was a kid that I'm going to pick up this week as soon as I get down to the store, but he hasn't been open, so. But yeah, I love Desolation Boulevard by Sweet. I listen to that quite a bit. I like to listen to Bowie quite a lot. He's a go-to for me. So a good one to listen to by Bowie is this compilation here called Changes. It's got Space Oddity, John, I'm Only Dancing, Changes, Ziggy Stardust, Suffragette City, Gene Genie, Diamond Dogs, Rebel Rebel, Young Americans, Fame, and Golden Years. So yeah, this is a nice compilation. I believe I once VCLT'd this record to one Eric Weinbender, who's got a really great video of about 45 minutes that he just posted. It's a hangout video, so I'm not mad at that. Hell, I'll sit and watch, drink, and comment the whole time. But anyway, I love listening to that because it's got a lot of my favorite Bowie songs on it. Record bought for under $10 that I could recommend. It's actually a record that I'm going to be sending out to somebody here. Maybe not this particular record, but this album for VCLT. This is something I see every time I go out, at least around my area. And this is such an amazing, amazing record. In fact, this should have been really on the answer to the last question, album I play on a regular basis. But this is Gary Wright, Dreamweaver. Randall the Dreamweaver, if you're out there watching, Randy. This is where I got your nickname from, that I always call you Dreamweaver. But anyway, yeah, Gary Wright. And that front cover is cool. But this obviously has the hit Dreamweaver on it. But this has got some great songs. The opening track on side one is called Our Love Is Alive. Is a great song, and I'm sure you'll recognize it if you've heard it. But yeah, great, just a trippy, dreamy record. Lots of cool synthesizer stuff. I love this. And he was in some band, 60s band. I can't remember who it is, but yeah, Gary Wright. And you can find this anywhere for under $10 usually. It's probably up more now because people are probably figuring out that it's that good. First and last record in your collection. I took this to mean what's the first one at the beginning of my collection, like alphabetically, and the last one alphabetically. That's the way I took it. I wasn't sure if it was the first one I purchased and the last one. I don't know. But anyway, I went with the alphabetical thing. And the first album that comes up in my collection is Greatest Hits Volume 2 of ABBA. I dig ABBA. I am not one bit ashamed to say that I love this group. Look at those guys right there. Even the metal bands in Sweden look up to this band as being the band that made it all possible for them to get their music heard. If you don't believe me, go watch some of the interviews with some of those metal bands. They talk about ABBA all the time. They even talk about Europe. So yeah. But this has Knowing Me, Knowing You. That's my favorite ABBA song. Money, Money, Money. Dancing Queen. Does Your Mother Know? I mean, this is volume. I have volume 1 too, but for some reason, volume 2 was the first one in line. The last one in line in my collection is Excitable Boy by the late, great Warren Zevon. God, what a great soul, what a great songwriter, musician. Great songs like Werewolves of London. My personal favorite is not Werewolves of London, but it's Lawyers, Guns, and Money. But yeah, this is a great record produced by Jackson Browne. gosh, what a loss when we lost Warren. Record, okay. Album that changed my opinion of a band or artist. Okay, this basically the only thing that I had heard up to a certain point in my life by this artist was kind of a quirky, kind of an it turned into almost a novelty song back in the 80s. And I knew him by that. And then I guess I knew him by an animated soundtrack, some music he did for that. And but then I laid hands on this. I actually listened to this record first, and then I finally laid hands on it about a month or a little over a month ago, and it changed my whole outlook on this artist. And I am now a huge fan, and I'm gonna get the rest of this artist records. But this is Randy Newman. The song that I had heard first of all was called "Short People." And it was kind of a novelty hit that he had back in the 80s. Then, of course, he did the Toy Story soundtracks. But then a guy turned me on to this at the... I had heard this album. Then a guy reminded me how great it was at the St. Louis Record Show. And I picked up this Randy Newman, Good Old Boys. And I love this. He is such a killer song. This guy is L.A., I don't know if I'm sure that Mazzy probably showed it in his LA bands or LA artists, but yeah, Randy Newman, I am definitely sold now on Mr. LA, Randy Newman, and we'll definitely pick up the rest of his discography. One album that I would save in a fire, always got to be the Desert Island or the Fire or the whatever question. That would be this one, right? No, god dang it. How did this get in there again? Whatever. Rock and Roll Love Letter, Bay City Rollers. Who would have put that in there? I mean, sure, they all have their really cool, like, Scottish outfits with the plaid. They're all, like, young fitness fiddle. And this guy looks kind of like a bubblegum version or Teen Idol Keith Richards. And sure, it's got Saturday Night on it, but this is not the one I would grab in a fire. God damn it. Anyway, next question. Debut from the year of Scott's birth, which was 1986. I decided to go with something out of the metal collection. And I wanted something that had a cool album cover. And so I want this Ozzy record, Ultimate Sin. This is a killer album cover, by the way. Ozzy's that creature. I remember when I seen the video for this. And, God, this is so good. I love it. It's got Thank God for the Bomb, Killer of Giants, Shot in the Dark, Ultimate Sin. Check it out. There's Ozzy's band right there. Look at this guy right here. That's another gentleman we've lost. Randy Castillo was Ozzy's drummer. Yeah, he was a great drummer. I think we also lost a couple. Oh, that's Jake E. Lee is the guitar player, but it seems like we lost that bass player too. Can't think of his name right offhand. But anyway, yeah, Ozzy Osbourne, Ultimate Sin. So there's my, it's better late than never, but I thought I'd shoot a video tonight, and this was easy to do. So check into the Rock Scout. It's called The Rock Scout. It's Scott. Shows a lot of great metal. Scott, if you're watching this, man, thanks for all you bring to the vinyl community. I love your channel. You got a great collection, man. Keep pumping them out, man, and be careful, man. You did say you're at high risk, so just keep yourself safe. Vinyl community, you do the same. Oh, geez. My knee gave out. All right, vinyl community, I love you guys, and for God's sake, pick your nose, not your friend.